This is my reaction and review to Season 2, Episode 1 of The Last of Us. So honestly, I've been waiting 2 years basically for this show to return. You know, it's been very, very long since Season 1 came out. It originally premiered on HBO around January 2023 and wrapped up around same time it premiered, like same time Season 2 premiered, around like April or March. So honestly, we've probably buried all of our memory of Season 1, to be honest. It's been that long, you know, but coming back to it, it picks up exactly where we left off in Season 1's final, where Ellie was asking Joel if Joel lied to her about the fireflies and being the cure to the virus, and he's like, I swear. And then we pick up 5 years later with everybody just moved on. Ellie is now 19 years old. Joel is in his 60s. I almost said Joe. Don't even know why. He's my favorite character. How can I not pronounce his name? But anyway, yeah, everybody's moved on, and Tommy finally had his child, and now it's Uncle Joel, which honestly is funny to say, but I like the relationship between Joel and his little nephew. It's a really fun and cute bond. But Joel still has his own problems, especially with Ellie. Ellie being 19, of course rebellious, and doesn't listen to Joel and goes as far as to embarrass him in front of the entire town on New Year's Eve, where she is being verbally attacked by an old man when she kisses a new female character that was introduced this episode, which, hey, her character is alright, you know, nothing too special to her character. I don't even want to mention her name because that's how little of a role she plays in this actual review for this video. But her relationship with Ellie is nothing too special either, so I'm just gonna like speed right by her. But now I'm actually gonna talk about the fact that Kevin McAllister's mother plays a role in this episode. Yeah, the actress of Kevin McAllister's mother does appear in this episode, and appears that she might have a recurring role as a widow of the husband that Joel killed. And obviously, if Joel killed you, there was a good reason, so suck it up. Stop being a little baby. I know you're probably in your 70s and it's your birthday. Honestly, you're here to support Joel, not yourself, so stop being a little self-centered little biatch and take care of Joel, you know. But her character, I'm just gonna speed right by too. I don't like her character that much at all, man. And I don't know if it's just with the actress behind her, Catherine O'Hara, but like anytime I see her in a movie, Beetlejuice or Home Alone, I just associate her with a crappy character, honestly. And it's no different here. I don't like this character at all. The character she's playing in this episode and in this season is just such a big baby. Boo-hoo, your husband died. He died because it's a post-apocalyptic world. Something probably happened to him to cause him to die. If he got bit, would you rather him stay around and probably kill you and everybody else in the entire town? Or have somebody actually step up and kill your stupid ass husband before he actually kills children? Like, what would you rather? You freaking Karen? Yeah. Or is it just with old people, bro? Like, suck it up. It's a post-apocalyptic world. It's a post-apocalyptic world. It's not sunshine and rainbows, but honestly, it pisses me off, her character, so I'm not gonna talk about her anymore. So, moving on, honestly, the relationship between Joel and Ellie, you could definitely sense something is wrong, and it's mainly the lie that is between them. Like I said, the lie of if everything like really happened with the fireflies and stuff, you know, like, because Ellie was the cure in Season 1, like, and she was in surgery to die and create a cure. But of course, Joel being attached to her in that season and still being very protective of Ellie in this first episode, of course, kills all the fireflies and takes her away, which is a very controversial thing. I personally side with Joel just because I like the character of Joel and I get where he's coming from, but I also get it's not really justified. It's not really your call to make with Ellie. Like, she could make her own decisions, especially now at 19. But honestly, it's kind of nice to have that support, you know. Joel is there for Ellie. He literally protects her from a old man who's verbally abusing her, basically. And to her, just yell at Joel and embarrass him in front of the entire town, and then later that night when he's sitting on the porch playing a guitar, he just walks right past him. It's just like really kind of sad, and just goes to show where their actual relationship stands with Season 2's premiere, you know. And also, like, a brief little talk about Ellie. I don't like her. I don't. Maybe it's just because of like being 19 and like rebellious against your 60-year-old not father, but basically a father figure. year, but honestly, it's unnecessary to be disrespectful to literally somebody who's set to die in this season due to the fact that he dies in the games, which hopefully that's the one thing they're not faithful with. I really don't think it's smart to kill off Joel, but we'll get to Joel in a little while. For now, let me just finish off what I have to say about Ellie. Like I said, I don't really like her character, and honestly, if she continues down this path of like the same way she acted in episode 1 throughout the entire rest of the season, I'm gonna take back every good thing I said about her besides the great portrayal from Bella Ramsey, because honestly, her character was phenomenal in that first season. She was sarcastic, she was funny, she was serious when she needed to be serious. Now she's going on runs with friends who are vulnerable for attack by new clickers. Like, clickers are becoming more evolved, and we see that in this episode when they're kind of just like crawling and like lurking and waiting to strike instead of just like out of the blue jump scare like they were in season 1, you know? Like, these clickers are becoming more evolved and therefore more of a threat, because a character does say, yes, Ellie, you are immune, but are you immune to getting ripped apart? No. And she does get bit, but of course she's immune. But honestly, I feel like they definitely need to kill off her friend in order for maybe like a wake-up call for Ellie, because if she continues going down this path, it's not gonna end well. People are gonna die. She's gonna get people killed if she keeps going down this path of acting like a complete idiot. Can't take a single thing serious. This is a post-apocalyptic world. Sure, you could maybe get away with taking things not so serious, but sometimes, but other times there's gonna be moments where you gotta take shit seriously, and if you're not, then you're gonna die, you know? And honestly, I just hope somebody besides Joel dies in order for Ellie to get a wake-up call. And spare Tommy too. I don't want to see him die. But now I want to kind of talk about where I stand on Joel in this season. Now, Joel is just like, you know, he's Joel. He cares about Ellie. He wants the best for Ellie, but Ellie is trying to just push him away, rebel, kind of just live her own life, be her own person, and Joel kind of takes a back seat because of that. And honestly, when I said Bella Ramsey's Ellie could carry an episode, I take that back. This episode was so mixed. It was okay, and the reason it's okay is because of the role Tommy and Joel played. If they had no part in this episode, this would have been the worst episode of the show thus far. That's how bad it was when Joel and Ellie weren't talking, or Joel and Tommy were not on screen. The new characters are just bad, unnecessary, and dumb, and bring literally nothing to the story at all. Bring no comedic relief, no entertainment. Honestly, it's just so sad, like, how much of a downgrade this really is, and hopefully it gets better, because I've seen the trailers, you know, like, even at the end of every episode, they show trailers to what's to come, and it looks like a very action-packed season, but right now it's not really looking like that at all, you know? Like, I just really hope they could pull it off, man. I really want to come out of this season loving it, and hopefully thinking it was a better season than the first, but right now, this has been the weakest episode of The Last of Us thus far. And of course, I kind of expect that. I'm not too mad at it being weak, because it's an intro episode. It's like bringing you back into this world, especially considering it's been so long. You know, it's getting us back into this world, back with these characters, following them years later, seeing what they've been doing, and of course, things are gonna change. They are gonna change. So honestly, we cannot expect them to be the exact same they were 5 years ago in the story, you know? But I at least expect them to be likable. But now moving on to the Abby subplot within this episode, which I have to say, honestly, right now I'm not too big of a fan of her character, but I could definitely see myself down the line ending up enjoying her character, because in this first episode, she kind of just seems so self-centered and selfish and just stupid, because she's always like at the cemetery where they're honoring more than just one person. She's always like, oh, I'm gonna kill Joel. I'm gonna freaking find that guy and I'm gonna kill him. Oh, he's 60 years old, 6'2", with a scar, gray hair. Like, I don't need you describing him, okay? You could stalk Pedro Pascal whenever the fuck you want, but this is The Last of Us, okay? So chill the hell out. But anyway, honestly, like I said, I could definitely see her character down the line being enjoyable, but right now she's just annoying, honestly. Joel is a hardened survivor, and he literally, like, killed your father within, like, 2 seconds. So if he could do that to a grown man and a group, and he could clear out an entire army of fireflies by himself, I'm pretty sure he could deal with you and your little measly group of little, like, people who probably watched Paw Patrol when they were younger. Hell, honestly. But all jokes aside, I definitely think she'll be more of a threat as the episodes go along, and hopefully, because we definitely need a really good villain in this season, because last season there was like villain here, villain there, you know, it was all mixed, you know, between the clickers, between all these different people, like such as was the Fireflies, you know? But this season, we're taking it back. We're kind of just giving the fans and the people just one villain, which I do appreciate. But honestly, I feel like it's going to be an easy victory for Joel in this situation, which hopefully it is. I don't want to see him die. It's unnecessary and it really doesn't need to happen. But yeah, overall, I give this episode probably like a 7 out of 10. It's not so strong, but I'm not too pissed at that because this is an intro episode. It's bringing us back to that world. So honestly, anytime a show reestablishes itself in the next season in the first episode, it's gonna be kind of like boring, kind of a handful to get through because, you know, like, you know these characters, and for like people who've been keeping up, like rewatching episodes over and over and over again, getting ready for this, they're like, oh, I'm fresh, like, you know, it's fresh on my mind. But for people like 45-year-old people who don't really just watch a show and just never rewatch it again until new episodes comes out, they definitely need a recap and they need to be reintroduced to these characters in this world, you know? So honestly, I get why it's a weak episode, but if it's weak for every episode, like if it's weak for episode 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and so on and so forth, then it's gonna be a problem and it's probably gonna be a bad season if they do that. But if they manage to pick up the quality and just like say, okay, you had one episode to be reintroduced to this world, reintroduced to these characters, now it's time to tell our story and continue it. Hopefully that's what they do, because that would be perfect. That would be perfect. Perfectly executed, and you already know that all the actors and actresses are fantastic, so they could clearly just move on right away. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for what's to come in The Last of Us Season 2. I've been waiting so long for this second season, and I'm very happy that I get to come back into this world and talk about it. So this has been my review and reaction for Episode 1 of The Last of Us Season 2. Take care.